Alright, one more video coming out this morning. So, just in doing my other series, which is the one I'm going to focus on, this Engineer Kit series, I just felt like I understood Linux way better than I ever had at any point in my life or my career. So, what I want to do is make another series for the LPIC, but I want it to just be reading and then doing the Anki cards and then not taking the test. I'm moving on from series 101, even though I failed. I did get a 480 out of 500, so I came very close to passing. I'm not sure what that 500 score means, if that means I got everything right or if I got half of everything right, but I do think a 480 out of 100 is close enough to passing where I'm actually really happy with the knowledge I walked away from, even though I didn't get the cert itself. So all of the training material is online. It's free. I think it's pretty good. All I used is the training material, and I almost passed the exam. So I think I am going to go ahead and start another series, and I don't know if how far I'll get on this one, but it's going to be the LPIC-1 exam 102 series. But again, I will not be paying the $200 per pop, and I will not be retaking the exam 101. It'll just be so that I understand Linux better, because Linux still is a foundation across all of technology, really. So, everything is developed in Linux, especially open source community. So it's really important, I think, to learn it at a high level. And I would like to actually go back to this site here that I'm doing volunteer work for. It's a 502c3 educational nonprofit, and I actually would like to read from this. Yeah, so the open source revolution is over. I would like to just point out something from this, because yeah, it's just all about open source. It's all about cloud these days, and these are all applications that rely on Linux. So getting really good at Linux is always going to be something that makes sense and is a good choice. And this channel is all about making good choices. So I'm gonna do that. I don't know how far I'm gonna get, but just so that it's there and that it's created, even if I don't get that far on it. So I need to figure out how to create. You know what? You don't even have to. So I'm just gonna go back to this. Yeah, and I made it all the way through this. So let's go back to the learning materials, and now let's go on exam 102 and just go through the first lesson of 105.1. And you can see these are actually a lot more comprehensive than the first part. Not only are there 3 lessons, it looks like each lesson is a lot more extensive. Now there are fewer subtopics per topic, it looks like. So that's a good thing. But this is no small task, so I'm just going to read the introduction and then bookmark it, and then that'll be in this video. It's just a really short video. So this is exam 102. In order to get the full cert, you need to pass 101. I will not be doing that, so I will not be taking the cert. This is just so that I get better at Linux, which is a good choice because it's used everywhere. So the topic is shells and shell scripting. The objective is to customize and use the shell environment. Introduction. The shell is arguably the most powerful tool in a Linux system and can be defined as an interface between the user and the kernel of the operating system. It interprets commands entered by the user, Therefore, all system administrators must be skilled in using the shell. As we may certainly know by now, the born-again shell, bash, is the de facto shell for the vast majority of Linux distributions. And the born-again shell, bash, is not Z shell, it's not fish, it's not any other kind of shell. Different developers and different computer professionals prefer different shells from bash, but in the opinion of this training material, and in my opinion as well, I do believe that just getting, and we saw that with Visual Studio Code, it's still not done searching for where the heck this alias is so that I can undo it. Stripping it down to the basics and getting the work done, and getting the things working, and not having to fix a tool, and instead having to fix the actual code that accomplishes what you're trying to accomplish. So working directly on the things you want to accomplish is invaluable. If you're working on trying to set up your Z shell or your fish, or troubleshoot something with the tool, you're not working on the thing that you're trying to accomplish. You're working on some unnecessary layer on it, like an onion. You don't have to wrap things up in layers. You can just work directly on the thing. Alright, so once started, the first thing bash, or any other shell for that matter, does is executing a series of startup scripts. These scripts customize the session's environment. There are both system-wide and user-specific scripts. We can put our personal preferences or settings that best fit our users' needs in these scripts in the form of variables, aliases, and functions. The exact series of startup files depends on a very important parameter, the type of shell. Let us have a look at a variety of shells that exist. Alright, so I'm going to leave it with that. See, isn't this wonderful though? Like, you can understand the different options you have. I don't know if they're going to go with explain things like Z shell, or I think fish is another shell. I don't know what they're leaning towards with this, but yeah, it's just it's just great stuff. Even if it doesn't lead to the cert, it'll help pass other certs. It'll help with the AWS. It's all here, laid out there. All you gotta do is go and read it and do the exercises, and you probably even get the cert. But for me, it's, you know, I already paid for the price of the full cert, and I did not get the cert, so I just consider that to be, you know, a failure. That's okay. If you don't fail enough, you don't try. It means you're not doing enough things. So, but it was definitely a huge success to walk away from Exam 101 feeling a lot more confident with Linux. That was a very big success in my opinion. So we're going to do that with Exam 2 as well, but in a series of videos. That's it for this video. Stay tuned for more.